Welcome, fellow knowledge seekers, to a cosmic exploration of human thought. We're about to embark on a countdown of 10 timeless quotes from history's most influential philosophers, individuals who dared to question the very fabric of our existence. Just like how we use telescopes to peer into the vast expanse of the universe, these quotes are lenses through which we can examine the intricacies of the human condition. From Socrates' introspective wisdom to Nietzsche's bold pronouncements, each quote offers a unique perspective on life, reality, and everything in between. In this video, we'll explore each quote, its origin, and the context in which it was written. Get ready to delve into the minds of these intellectual giants and uncover the profound implications their words hold for us today. Our journey begins in ancient Athens with Socrates, a man whose thirst for knowledge was only surpassed by his belief in the power of self-reflection. Imagine yourself in the bustling marketplace of Athens, engaging in passionate debates about justice, virtue, and the meaning of life. That was Socrates' element. The quote, "The unexamined life is not worth living," wasn't just a catchy phrase. It was a radical statement that challenged the status quo. Socrates believed that true wisdom lay in questioning everything we think we know, in constantly challenging our assumptions and biases. His trial, where he was accused of corrupting the youth of Athens, was a testament to the power and danger of questioning the established order. Fast forward a few centuries and we find ourselves in the company of René Descartes, a French philosopher wrestling with the very nature of existence. Picture this: Descartes, in his study surrounded by books, grappling with the possibility that our senses might be deceiving us. How can we be sure of anything at all? I think, therefore I am. This deceptively simple statement was the result of Descartes' rigorous pursuit of absolute certainty. In his groundbreaking work, Meditations on First Philosophy, he systematically doubted everything until he arrived at this fundamental truth. The very act of doubting one's existence proves that there is something there to do the doubting. Next, we journey to the mind-bending realm of George Berkeley, an Irish philosopher who challenged our very perception of reality. Imagine a world where objects exist only when they are being perceived, a world where a tree falling in the forest makes no sound if no one is there to hear it. That was the radical proposition put forward by Berkeley. In his book, A Treatise Concerning the Principles of Human Knowledge, Berkeley argued that reality is not made up of physical matter, but of ideas and perceptions. His famous statement, "To be is to be perceived," encapsulates his theory of immaterialism, which questioned the existence of an objective reality independent of the mind. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to enter the tumultuous world of Friedrich Nietzsche, a philosopher who dared to challenge the very foundations of Western thought. Imagine a world where the traditional values, morals, and beliefs that had guided society for centuries were crumbling. A world on the brink of a radical transformation. God is dead, Nietzsche proclaimed in his book, The Gay Science. Now, before you brand him a heretic, understand that this statement was not a literal declaration of God's demise, but a metaphorical representation of the decline of religious authority in the modern world. Nietzsche argued that, with the rise of science, reason, and individualism, the traditional belief in God was no longer able to provide the meaning and purpose it once did. Let's circle back to our friend Socrates for another dose of his unique brand of wisdom. Imagine yourself once again in ancient Athens, engaged in a lively debate with Socrates. Just when you think you've cornered him with your argument, he utters a phrase that throws you off balance. "The only thing I know is that I know nothing." This seemingly paradoxical statement, known as the Socratic Paradox, lies at the heart of his philosophical method. Socrates believed that true knowledge begins with acknowledging our own ignorance. By questioning our assumptions and embracing intellectual humility, we open ourselves to new perspectives and a deeper understanding of the world. Now prepare to confront the weight of existence itself as we explore the philosophy of Jean-Paul Sartre, a leading figure in existentialism. Imagine a world stripped bare of inherent meaning or purpose, a world where we are born into existence without instructions or a predetermined path. This is the stark reality that Sartre presents in his work, Being and Nothingness. Man is condemned to be free, Sartre declares. This freedom, however, is not a cause for celebration but a profound burden. We are condemned because we are solely responsible for creating meaning and purpose in our lives. There are no pre-written scripts, no divine plans to guide us. Our next stop takes us to the realm of ethics with Jeremy Bentham, a philosopher who sought to develop a system of morality based on logic and reason. Imagine a world where the goal of all actions is to maximize happiness and minimize suffering for the greatest number of people. That was the vision behind Bentham's Utilitarianism. His famous principle, the greatest happiness of the greatest number, is the foundation of morals and legislation, has had a profound impact on ethical theory and practical decision-making. Utilitarianism proposes that the moral worth of an action is determined by its consequences, whether it leads to the greatest overall happiness or not. Our journey now takes us back to ancient Greece, to the enigmatic figure of Heraclitus, a philosopher known for his cryptic pronouncements on the nature of change. Imagine a river constantly flowing, never the same from one moment to the next. That image encapsulates Heraclitus's central idea: everything is in a state of flux. His famous fragment, "One cannot step twice in the same river," illustrates this concept beautifully. Just as the water in a river is constantly changing, so too is everything else in the universe, including ourselves. Heraclitus believed that change is the fundamental principle of reality, and that trying to cling to permanence is futile. Our penultimate stop takes us to the world of Aristotle, one of the most influential philosophers of all time. Imagine a life lived in accordance with reason, virtue, and purpose. A life that is not merely good, but flourishes. That was the essence of Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia, often translated as happiness, but encompassing a deeper sense of well-being and fulfillment. In his Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle argues that happiness is not a fleeting emotion, but an activity of the soul in accordance with virtue. It is not something to be pursued directly, but is rather the natural consequence of living a virtuous life. Our final destination is the often unsettling world of Thomas Hobbes, a philosopher who held a rather pessimistic view of human nature. Imagine a world without laws, morality, or social order, a world where individuals are driven by their primal instincts and life is solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. This bleak picture is how Hobbes describes the state of nature in his masterpiece, Leviathan. He believed that humans are fundamentally self-interested, and that without a strong sovereign power to keep them in check, society would descend into chaos. Thanks for joining us on this whirlwind philosophical journey. We've traversed centuries and continents, delving into the minds of some of history's most influential thinkers. From Socrates' call for self-examination to Hobbes' stark view of human nature, each quote has challenged us to think critically about ourselves and the world around us. Remember, these quotes are not just dusty relics of the past, they are timeless insights that continue to resonate with us today. They offer guidance, spark debate, and invite us to engage in the ongoing conversation about what it means to be human. Which quote resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and let's keep the philosophical discussion going. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.